What do you think is the single biggest fatal flaw of this crazy scheme?
Well, first of all, she said we need global warming as a threat that affects our way of life. Well, the greatest existential threat to our way of life would be the Green New Deal if it passed. And I think the biggest problem is with the Green New Deal is even if we face the climate catastrophe that the left claims we do, and you believe Al Gore, you believe everything the United Nations has said, using their own science and their own models. Climatologists actually ran the numbers through the EPA models, which are based on UN climate scenarios. And in 100 years, even if the Green New Deal were fully implemented, you wouldn't be able to tell the temperature difference. In other words, if we faced a climate catastrophe, the Green New Deal would do squat. So right off the bat, it fails a simple cost-benefit analysis. That's number one. Number two, it's plagiarism. It's the same series of solutions that they proposed beginning in the 1960s, the radical environmental movement, with overpopulation fears, John Holdren. And those solutions are wealth redistribution, sovereignty limiting treaties, and central planning, essentially. And I go through my book, The Politically Incorrect Guide to Climate Change, and show the same solutions, but where they were proposed for different environmental scares. So all global warming is the latest environmental scare that they're doing the latest solutions are. And again, nothing to do with climate. This is guaranteed education, guaranteed incomes, all sorts of just social engineering stuff they've thrown in the mix. And it's it's one of the greatest boondoggles, but take it seriously because every Democratic candidate who goes up against Donald Trump is going to embrace the Green New Deal. And if Donald Trump is defeated, the Green New Deal will likely become law in America.
Wow, that is truly scary. And Mark, I should point out to our viewers, it's not just you as the lone voice in the wilderness debunking the goals or the anticipated goals of the Green New Deal. I came across a quote from Dr. John Christie, who heads up the Huntsville Department of Atmospheric Studies. And much like you said, if the United States disappeared from the planet right now, the effect of global temperatures would only be about 1/10 of a degree by 2100. So, I mean, it seems like such an enormous investment, such a massive undertaking for such little results. And I'm just wondering, I think you might have alluded to it in your answer just now, but what is the unspoken strategy of this Green New Deal, given that the science simply isn't there to make the case?
Oh, the unspoken strategy is very simple. They want these same agenda items, and they've wanted them since, the 1960s, particularly the modern Democratic Party. They tried it with George McGovern. They lost 49 states. In 1972, the guaranteed income, the socialist plan. They tried again hard with Walter Mondale in 1984, and I can't remember, I think that was a 49-state defeat as well against Ronald Reagan by the most liberal candidate. And then they've been proposing this stuff. I mean, this is all a recycle from UN. So the actual goal here is to put a global warming face on socialism. In other words, if you are so afraid that you're going to lose your home, your house, that you're going to be underwater, that a hurricane's going to hit you, that your house is going to be destroyed by tornadoes, you may be willing to jump at a Green New Deal without looking at the merits or what's behind it or the economics, because you want to save yourself from global warming. And the whole premise of the Green New Deal is we don't have time to debate. We only have 11 years, don't you know, for the United Nations says till we're all dead. And so that's why we must do this now. Forget the details. Let's just pass the Green New Deal. That's the unstated assumption.
That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a video monologue and then I interview an interesting guest and then I end by reading my hate mail. But you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at therebel.media/shows.